All right, brother. What do you think? You want to kick this thing off?
Fire and hole.
You know it, brother. Hey, see if you can pick this one out, okay?
It's Linus jamming, baby.
Even if you don't know how to play piano, you want to put your fingers down and just start playing piano, right?
For this one, you do, man.
I'm in the car when I play this. I've got my hands on the dashboard, just playing.
I mean, I've heard this song since I was 6 years old,
Yeah.
man. I mean, it
is an absolute. The whole album is an absolute. It's Christmas. I mean, this is one of those. You know, it's almost. I can almost play this all the time. If we had video, we're just like.
We're
just jamming here, right?
We're both air piano in it.
Oh man, do you have a favorite Christmas song? Do you have a favorite maybe artist or type of songs or anything like that?
Favorite artist for Christmas. Well, you can never go wrong with the man of Christmas, Burl Ives.
Burl Ives.
I mean,
the Holly Jolly Christmas.
Come on,
silver and gold. So I mean, that's always a good one. Andy Williams. I don't know if you like Andy
that's
Williams.
A good one.
I mean,
I think you know what my favorite Christmas song ever is. I remember seeing this as a little kid at my grandma's house, early 70s. I think it was Andy Williams and David Bowie.
No, it was Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby
and David Bowie.
Little Drummer Boy.
Little Drummer Boy.
Oh my God, it was mind-boggling. It was mind-boggling.
I think I saw that live too.
Oh my God, I did. I remember
it was. Yeah, that is
like
one of those.
Bing being cool with the pipe.
Oh, it is.
Because I had just kind of learned who David Bowie was, and I knew he was kind of weird. You know what I mean? I did, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
And the whole gig was that he was weird, but he was completely just a normal dude. He was just singing a song right there, right? It was. You know what? That one. There were so many good ones. I mean, like, it's kind of funny. We'll play Christmas music, just in the house, and then the song will come on. I'll go. I'll go to the kids. Oh, this is one of the best. I mean, I've got like 1,000 best,
1,000 best Christmas songs ever.
Just ones like that. But when I hear this, the Peanuts and Charlie Brown, this is just it puts a smile on your face.
I just remember watching this and Pigpen over in the corner jamming by himself, man, stirring up a hot mess.
Now, because 51 years ago when this came out, Charlie Brown Christmas, and
holy sweet.
And so. Vince Giraldi, who does this, they just found this guy. The producer of Charlie Brown just heard him on the radio, and a song said, "I want this guy to write music," and then he wrote the music, and they said, "Man, this is way too edgy. This is too jazzy. It's not going to work with the Christmas theme and all that sort of stuff." And you know what?
They went
bullshit.
I'm glad he convinced him otherwise.
Do you think they were wrong? Yeah.
Horrendously.
So, that is absolutely beautiful. But, today is Thursday, December 8th, my daughter Meredith's birthday.
Happy birthday, Meredith.
That's right. Good for her. It's podcast number 13, man. And you are?
I'm Fire.
And I am Brim Stone. Yeah, from fireandbrimstone.com and all that sort of stuff. At Fire and Brim and Fire and Brimstone on Facebook.
Just find us on social media.
Yeah, just look for us. Or in jail. Yeah. Or in the library, the wanted, posted, something like that. So, so what'd you do the past weekend, man?
I had my family Christmas last weekend with my mom and dad.
Excellent.
They're headed to Florida next week. My son graduates this weekend from Owens with his associates.
Congratulations, to your son.
Yeah. Go Junior. Criminal justice. So they had their Christmas last week.
So it's appropriate to have you as the dad, criminal justice. He can learn a lot from.
I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm going to walk home some point, and he's just going to be standing there with warrants,
with cuffs.
He's like, "Dad, it's time."
Been dealing with this for years too.
Oh yeah. He'll probably get all kinds of citations and awards and shit for bringing me in. Yeah, thanks.
So
glad any way I can help my son's career. You know what I mean?
So true story, brother-in-law. That there was a brother of his that when they were growing up and he had a car, he was just a little, running in through the neighborhood a little too fast. And so there were a couple of neighbors that were a little bit upset about this. So, they knew a cop that lived a couple streets over, and they said, "Can you work on this? This kid, they go through the neighborhood too fast." So the cop actually hangs out one day. Everybody knew when the kid was coming home from school. And so, sure as heck, he goes flying by the cop. And, the cop pulls him over. He didn't realize the cop. What the heck is the cop doing in the middle of a neighborhood, right?
Yeah. I've done this 87 times before. Now there's a cop.
So the cop gets out, pulls him over, gets all this stuff. Ended up giving him 13 separate tickets.
Oh!
Now, they dropped all of them. It was there just to keep,
to write them all, just to be.
Here's your,
lesson learned.
He followed every driver's license.
Oh yeah. He never swerved in his lane again, did he?
Yeah, not at all. Now, whereabouts in Florida?
Venice. They got a place down in Venice. So
no kidding.
Yeah.
Because Carrie's mother-in-law lives in Venice.
Well, how crazy is that?
Oh, man. I tell you, Venice.
That's a neat town, man. It's kind of cool.
Venice is really just, if anybody.
It's a retirement town, but, I mean, it's really neat.
The snowbirds, when they come down, it goes from, a minimal population in the summertime to, but it's beautiful.
It is beautiful, man. It was like 78, 85 the whole freaking time.
Yep.
No humidity, because I was down in spring break. I was down like March a couple of years ago. Oh. I'm a little young for the median age in that town, but and I'm on vacation. I had a good time. 10, 15 minutes away from Siesta Key Beach.
You know what?
That's never a problem.
That
was a great beach. So.
Oh, dude.
One of the most beautiful beaches in the world.
Siesta Key is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The white sand that they have there. And then, if anybody doesn't know it, Venice is on the Gulf side. It's about 20 miles south of Sarasota. Yep. And Siesta Key is right out there. You go to St. Armand Circle, and then you head over to Siesta Key and just enjoy all that. That whole frickin' neck of the woods. Yeah, dude, you know what? We should start doing the podcast from there. That's what right for the beach.
Okay. Cool.
That is beautiful.
I'm in.
Yeah, hey, what the hell? I'm not going to argue about that. Hey, so it's Thursday night, man. And, we're talking about the nice warmth down there. I got to jump into this real quick. My Raiders, they're playing the Chiefs tonight in cold Kansas City. It's supposed to be like 24 degrees out, game time, and no snow or anything like that. So it's just going to be one of those.
Though. That's bone chilly, and in Kansas City, that wind whips up. That's a definite KC advantage.
So many years ago, I went and saw my Raiders in Buffalo. And it was in December that the game was. Okay, Sunday in December in Buffalo. And so we go to the stadium, and the game time temperature is 8 degrees. And at the end of the game, it was like 15 below. I mean, it was just an absolute freaking cold. So the Raiders come out, and they are just exposed skin everywhere. They're tough guys. They're badasses. They're gonna, they're gonna just beat everybody.
Elements don't affect us.
That's
baby.
right. You're not gonna affect us. No, not at all. Then the Bills come out a few minutes later. Dude, they were covered head to toe in cloth and everything.
I mean, 3-inch Velcro, Kevlar. Oh
yeah. So what do you think they said at the line? Okay, you got the Raiders offensive linemen. They're freezing their butts off, right? The Bills are just covered.
All I'm doing in the pile-ups and shit, I'm just slapping skin, man. I mean, that shit will break and they'll be bleeding, and that's horrendous. I mean, granted, they're out in the bay, so I mean, they are exposed to some level, but
sure,
it ain't Buffalo, man.
Sure, no, it ain't Buffalo, man.
The wrong side of the lake effects, man.
Oh, jeez.
I had a buddy moved to Buffalo.
Yeah,
he's been there 10, 12 years. First year he moved.
Yeah,
his neighbors scraped out his driveway for him, but that was his house was literally covered.
Yeah.
They had to dig their house out. The moving trucks are backing in, and it's like
where the hell's the house? It's somewhere around here. Yeah,
that's not a place to live, man.
No. Just if you've been to Buffalo, what's really interesting about that is all that lake effect snow. It only goes like 10 miles from the shore. And then when you get past it, it's like there's nothing. There's no snow at all. I mean, so if you live in that area, you're just. If
you get out quick enough, you can survive.
That's about it. That is about it. So, got a question for you. The bowls. The bowls, I mean, there's like, I think like 50 bowls, 100 bowls, 250 bowls.
There's two.
There's two that count, right? Okay. Do you think they get the right 4 teams? I mean, all things considered. I mean, you got Alabama 1, you got Clemson 2, Ohio State 3, and you got Washington 4.
Who was 5? Michigan?
Penn State was 5, and Michigan was 6. I think they got them. I mean, you can argue.
No. This year, there should be 8.
Dude,
you know what? Or do this. 6 with a bye and go that route. It's just too close, man. It's just too. We learned a lot this year, though, didn't we? Championship games don't mean much in the eyes of the committee.
It's the eye test.
It's
the eye test.
It doesn't matter anymore. It's to get the 4 best teams in the dance, not the 4 best conference champions. So I mean, and you look at resumes, man. I mean,
sorry to harp on this. It goes back to Michigan State last year. Okay, Ohio State lost to Michigan State, but Michigan State was not the best representative from the Big Ten.
No,
and it should have been Ohio State. And to your point, they're now looking at it and go, okay, is this really the right team? I mean, if
that may have had something to do with it. Now that you think about it, that's a good call.
But
if your objective is to get the 4 best teams, conference titles may or may not mean anything,
right.
unless it's like Ohio State, Michigan 2-3, or Bama versus Florida,
right.
and they're 1-4 or something.
When you look at it, the argument always was, these kids, you get to think about school, it's more games. Right now, it's one freaking more game. 2 teams play one more game, okay? If you went to 8 games, or you went to 8 teams, guess what?
If you go 6 in a bye, it doesn't change anything.
Well, it doesn't change anything. Or you do this. If you go
8-4-2, man. 8-4-2.
So you've got 4 games that already exist, 4 bowl games.
Get rid of the BS early season games.
Yeah.
Play more conference games.
You got to do that.
And then run with it.
Yeah.
And be done.
Absolutely. But if you do the 8, so you use 4 existing bowls, right? So they're already there. And then that means next week.
Those can rotate.
The next week, 4 teams play.
2 bowls.
2 bowls, right? And then the following week, 1. So really, you're only adding 2 more games to the schedule. That's it.
But you don't have to add more games to the schedule if you
did a bye.
If you do a bye, or if you cut the flack out at the beginning of the year.
Yep. So
go to 10 games.
Go
to 10. When they played out, they played 12, right?
They play 12 games. Yeah.
Go to 10 and make them all conference games.
And actually, you know what?
I mean,
because usually at the end, who's going to go to the scabbard game? The last games. I mean, there's so much money involved.
If there's an argument for too many games, hack the crap out at the beginning of the year when you play Cupcake Cities.
Yep.
And then add it on at the end. End of story.
There's so much money involved. They're going to go to that at some point. They said they'd never go to a playoff. They're in a playoff. Okay.
The Bulls mean too much.
That's right. The Bulls, blah, 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 blah. The Bulls love it. The Bulls absolutely love it because now you've got 2 meaningful bowl games, right?
How many bowl games are there?
I think like 40. I think
so. There's 80 teams out of 128,
something like that. In the top, the top ranking, top echelon.
You're getting paid extra money.
You're damn straight.
End of story.
Yeah, I think there's like 40 bowls. They start in the next week or so, the bowls. But like you said, there's only 2 that matter. There's only 2. New Year's Eve night, that is going to be just...
that kind of wrecks some stuff, man.
You think?
Sorry, my lady. Daddy-O's parked in my lounge chair by the fire, and I'm watching the Buckeyes.
Absolutely. So the opening game is Alabama and Washington. And that's the Peach Bowl. What do you think? I think that Alabama... I'm not sold on Alabama, but I don't think Washington's going to challenge them. I don't see Washington challenging them. I'm not... Alabama...
I do.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. I do. This is good that we have dissenting opinions on this. I like that.
I do. Washington don't play, man. I mean, look at that conference they were in.
Yeah.
They played Stanford.
Yeah.
They played USC, which they got beat, but
but they played a quality team.
I mean, the Pac-12 was regarded as one of the better conferences this year.
Yeah.
So they ran through a gauntlet, man. They're no slouches. They're a much different team at home than on the road. And they're in the Peach Bowl, right? So they're in Georgia.
That place. They get a long ways.
That place is going to be Bama-fied,
you
man.
Think? Yeah, no shit. Oh my gosh, that is
Bama-fied.
it. Yeah.
And to the same token, the Buckeyes in Arizona, dude. The last time we played in the Fiesta Bowl, like 2/3 of that freaking stadium was red.
Yeah.
So it's that helps.
Actually, that is neutral. Now that you mentioned it about Alabama and the Peach Bowl, I mean, you got Clemson, Ohio State have to fly all the way out to Arizona.
Yep,
it's a neutral ground, man. It is a neutral.
But we travel so well, and you know what? There's a lot of retired Buckeye people out there.
Yeah,
man. That
absolutely.
That place is jammed.
I think that's going to be the game, the playoff game of. I mean, that's going to be the bowl game that everybody wants to watch.
It's the one I'm the most interested in.
Well, but it looks good. I think they have a great matchup between the two of them. I mean, it's Deshaun Watson, J.T. Barrett. I mean, the quarterbacks alone. It's just they've met before. Last time they met was like 3 years ago. And,
yeah.
And Clemson got the best of Ohio State that game. It's like 45-30 or something like that. It was close, but Clemson really did get it. Sammy Watkins had some monster game.
Yeah,
that one. I mean,
Mutants.
Okay, so I think the colors are going to look good. You get the orange and the red out there.
There'll be an orange, and we're 3, so we'll be in our white jerseys.
Yep.
Which is fine. I like us in white.
Oh, I like it too.
I like the white too, man. So that I have no issue with that.
Yeah.
Are we going to wear our traditionals, or we got some sort of crazy scheme again?
Remember when Ohio State played 2 years ago? They had some crazy. I hate those colors. Did you
like
it?
Dude, I've loved every throwback uniform and specialty jerseys they've had, man.
They
all look good.
The only specialty I did like was the black that Ohio State wore last year.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Wicked. That is wicked.
That was cool. In fact, I talked to some people who were at the game, and they said, "Man, on the field, they look really, really good."
But,
so
we've talked about Clemson, man. They've danced all year long.
Yeah, they have.
They flirted with disaster many, many times. But you know what that tells me, though? Now they're tested. And Watson's back. He's hungry. He wants.
He finished the season pretty strong. He finished the season pretty strong.
We're gonna have to get to him.
We're
gonna have to get to him.
I want to hear Bosa's name. If we hear Bosa's name a lot.
Well, or I want to hear anyone on the defensive line's name.
Raekwon, I want to hear Bosa. Anybody, you're right.
That Michigan game, man, we got no rush whatsoever, man.
No,
it was
not
horrendous.
At all. Not at all.
That has to be fixed.
I think we heard Bosa like twice in that whole game. That was it. It was
bad.
It was
bad. I don't know what happened. It was bad.
So, I'm hoping at some point we can get, and then maybe in the next week or two, we'll get somebody that, we'll talk about the planning. What's it like to plan? You get 4 weeks off. You're going through film. How do you keep the kids jacked up?
And you kind of got to gear it down a little bit too. Yep. You're coming down a little bit, and then kind of re up, let them bodies heal up a little bit. I never played in a bowl, so I don't know. But you can't. You got to do a little like time off, a little.
Well, here's another consideration, and this is for all the teams. My daughter, who's a freshman down at Ohio State. I think finals started today, and they go through next week.
Okay.
So you got all these kids that are going through finals, too. I mean, they've got to, believe it or not, did you know that they actually go to school?
I've heard that in theory.
Yeah, they actually do that. They actually do that. So, something else I wanted to mention. We've talked about P.J. Fleck in Washington, or I'm sorry, Western Michigan.
Yeah.
He hasn't got any love at all, man. It's just
what? Good. Let's keep a really great coach in the MAC, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Care.
Yeah, that's right. But the guy I hear that might be looking at Cincinnati is Luke Fickell now.
I've seen that on some social media. Okay.
He deserves it.
You've been a great Buckeye. You filled in for a year. It was a rough year, but you had a lot of obstacles. I got nothing but love.
Look
for the
who
guy.
he coached under.
I got nothing but love for the guy.
Yeah.
He's going to be a successful head coach somewhere, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's got this experience under Meyer and Tressel. That's not bad at all. You're right. He's got a year at Ohio State, as a head coach. Yeah, he's going to show some love there. I mean, it's. I think him at Cincinnati, that looks pretty good. What do you think about Heisman? Talk to me about Heisman.
It's over.
You think it's
over? It's over. It's Jackson.
Jackson. Yeah,
it's over.
I have to agree with you.
I mean,
who else is in it? Who else did they even put in there?
You got Jabril Peppers, who made it. Which I really thought that Buckeye defeat would knock him out. But
okay, wait a minute. We're going to see Watson. He's in it, isn't he?
Watson's there. Jabril Peppers is there. Mayfield is there. And who's the whiteout for Oklahoma? He's there. I forget.
What?
Yeah. There's 2 from Oklahoma going.
Seriously?
Yeah. How's that happen?
What?
I don't know.
What have I missed here? It's 2 from Oklahoma. That is
Yeah, do you just want to guarantee the people from Oklahoma they're not going to win?
I mean, are they looking for viewership or something like that? Maybe they get all the ratings from Oklahoma, which is like, 500 people are going to tune in to watch this thing. I mean, that's just absolutely that's.
Is it D.D. Westbrook?
I don't know. I mean, that tells you how much I know about Oklahoma.
He's a first-team All-American. Let me see here.
What's the name of their conference?
It doesn't matter.
Corn-fed U.
Corn-fed.
Corn-fed U.
Oh, Tri-C. What'd you call it? Tri-C. The Corn Country Conference.
Corn Country Conference, the CCC. I mean, yeah, no way. I just don't see them doing it. It is Jackson. I know last week I was banging on Jackson for doing the Heisman pose. I like what you said. I was listening to the podcast again. You said, well, how many?
Yep, D.D. Westbrook. That's who it was.
You asked how many touchdowns did he have? He had 30 passing. How many running? Over 20 running. Well, he should have been doing the Heisman pose from the very beginning. They should just maybe retool the whole damn thing for him.
Let's look at his stats here.
The Westbrook?
Gross. Yeah. No. Jackson. He's got like 50 touchdowns accounted for.
I know. You can't take that away from him.
No. He wins it hands down. The two guys from Oklahoma canceled that Central vote out. There's nobody from the West. Jabril will get some Midwest votes, but it's Jackson, man, and nobody's going to nominate. Nobody's going to vote for Mayfield.
You got to give it to him. He deserves it. I don't know.
I think it goes Jackson, Watson, Mayfield, Peppers, Westbrook. That's my call.
Yeah, you know what? Because Mayfield being the quarterback and he throws up points. Peppers because
He's an all everything, man.
He is.
But when you're all everything and you ain't accounted for 50 touchdowns,
it doesn't.
You fall short, bro.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. No, not at all. So, anything else about college that you can think of here?
No, it's not.
Except, like we said, 500 different bowls. Actually, like 40, something like that.
Yeah, and they got them all matched up, and you get to about both 28.
Yeah,
and everybody's 7-6 and 6-6 at that point, man. It's like.
Yeah, actually, I'm
gonna watch it because I'm off, but
just because,
it's what we do.
I must admit, the Michigan one. I think Michigan's going to take Florida State and they're going to take some. They're going to take out some frustrations on Florida State.
I hope, man. I hope they beat FSU's butt.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
I hope all the Big Ten teams win.
Yeah, it's no. You know what? What's interesting is that during the season, obviously we're Buckeye fans, right? And then,
so we've been told.
Yeah, that's it. But when it comes to bowl games, every Big Ten team, I'm rooting for that.
I always root for the Big Ten, man.
You got to look for those Big Ten teams. It's fun to root for those. So before we move on to NFL talk here, you sent over some really cool thing.
I found this the other day. I was busy at work.
Yeah.
The Cubs payday for their playoff run and their World Series victory. $27.6 million.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
50% of the gate receipts from wild card games.
Yeah.
60% of receipts from the first 3 division games. 60% of the gate from the first 4 league championship games, and 60% of the gate from the first 4 World Series games. And then the players' pool is divided among 10 postseason clubs.
Wow, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
In short. Everybody that was affiliated with the World Series champions, and they had 66 people, so front office, some managers, some towel boys, whoever, $368,000.
That's
additional money for the playoffs and World Series.
You know what's cool about that is if they're spreading it out amongst all those people that are working hard in the offices and all that sort of stuff. That's pretty cool.
And I'm sure anybody with the Chicago Cubs on the Chicago Cubs payroll is probably getting a ring.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, isn't it cool?
That is cool.
That really is cool.
But that's some. Imagine you're a marginal player. Okay, you're on the Cubbies. You're a utility guy. What's the league minimum now? $1 million, $1.5 million?
Something like that. Yeah.
I mean, you just got an extra almost $400,000.
That is amazing.
It's like a 40% bump in pay for winning the series. Now, of course, your multiplayers, those guys are going to go blow that on hookers and drugs after the World Series. But I mean, I just thought that's a big number, man.
So when you say this, I know it's we're not talking about football, we're talking about baseball, but it was before the Super Bowl, and the Raiders were. This was like okay, I remember this was back in the '80s, and Todd Christensen, who was the tight end, from the Raiders, they were asking all these different players. If you win the Super Bowl, you're going to get $50,000. Okay, we're talking about $300,000. You know, right?
Yeah.
And the players, okay, back in the 80s, that was serious cash. Shit, what are you talking about? If I laid $50,000 on your desk right now, you'd be all over the place, right? So they're interviewing all these guys. You know, one guy says, "Well, I'll buy my parents a house," you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And so they get to Todd Christensen, and he goes, "Well, you have to understand, money cannot buy happiness." And the commentator's going, "Yeah, I understand and all that." And he goes, "But here's what else you have to understand. Money can rent happiness." And he says, "With $50,000, I can rent a lot of happiness."
You know what? Cheers to Mr. Christensen. Well played, sir.
That was beautiful. I mean,
boy, if he wasn't born to be a Raider, I don't know who was.
That was absolutely beautiful. You know what? He's right. That's exactly it. It doesn't buy it. It just rents the damn thing. So,
good enough.
All right, we're talking about NFL. What do you think? You want to go into the last week's results?
It, yeah. Boy, this was. I really thought we were so different last week, but you ended up straight up. You were 11 of 15. I was 12 of 15. You were 10 of 15 against the spread, dude. We got to start throwing some jack down in Vegas.
No shit.
I was 9 of 15,
dude. Well, sorry, this is your segment. You knocked me last week. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Let me see. Oh, we differed in the Bengals spread. Let me see what other spread. The Rams. Yeah, they 13.5. Those sorry asses couldn't cover. That's the one that hurt me, man. But for the year straight up, you're at 63.5%. I'm at 65.
I know that's beautiful.
That's a one game. That's a one game difference.
Yeah.
People might think we know what the hell we're talking about.
Surprisingly, people would think that.
It's unfathomable how much a 50-50 chance you got.
Well, luckily we're not on video. I mean, because people would really be confused by that.
And then, dude, you're at 57% against the spread.
That's money.
I've jumped to 52. I've closed.
Dude,
I've closed
52%.
Yeah, we're both getting paid. So.
Oh, we are walking away with cash. Yeah. We got to Vegas there. That is unusual.
It's too bad we haven't thrown any freaking dollars actually down to make that happen. But,
pesos,
in theory,
rupees, pesos, rupees, stuff like that.
Yeah, in the virtual world, let me see. Let's look at games last week. Well, my Cowboys, they're beautiful.
Tell you what, I just all right. What is this thing about? I was reading, or I saw. I didn't read the article. Something about resting Prescott. What's your take on that? You don't have anything locked up. Okay, let's say they lock it up. What do? Is there a beauty to having a Romo back there?
What I would do? Yeah. What I would do? I would play Prescott in those games. Just like kind of almost like a preseason.
Yeah.
Come out first couple series, stay sharp, and then let Romo come in if the game dictates itself to where there's some special situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let him come in like the 2-minute drill before the half.
Right.
Or get him in there, get him some snaps, man, because God forbid shit happens. You got to be ready. So, and there's no reason to play. If you get home field locked up, you got no reason to be putting Prescott and Zeke out there all the plays. So work on some situations with those guys, with Romo and Zeke's backups. And see if you can't get a little chemistry and get some success. If the shit hits a fan, you're ready.
Absolutely. You know what? If there's a team that looks so ready, it's the Cowboys. You've got Prescott. Romo is your backup quarterback.
I'm worried. I'm worried about that rookie wall. I'm worried about the rookie wall and those guys running out of gas too. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but I'm voting for the Cowboys here. If they finish, it looks like they're going to be one of the top 2 seeds. They get a week off. That makes a big thing, and then you've got who's your backup? Your running back? What the hell? The one they get from Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, he started at Washington.
Yeah,
and now he
is.
It's so
get everybody some reps, man. Get him some touches.
Absolutely. You've got in Dallas
Put those guys in some critical situations where a game's on the line. You get beat, so what? You got home field wrapped up. They win. Now you got a second layer of success on the bench. You're good to go.
The Cowboys and their quarterback and their running back.
If you don't play Romo at all this season, you're
that's stupid. That's
stupid.
So, we are in a complete agreement on that.
So you got to work him. You got to work and put him in the tough situations, man. Because that's what's going to happen. That's the only way he's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Something's going to happen. Dak goes down or something, and here it is.
Yep. And I would say the same thing for my Raiders. Okay, unless they completely implode, I'm not sure how it would happen.
See, man, you guys are too tight, though, man. Your division, you can't afford to rest.
I know that.
Maybe the last week here, it all depends. But
I would love to see Matt McGloin.
If Dallas beats the Giants, man, I think that wraps the division. No, they're already in. They're already in. But I think that gives them the division.
Yeah, because okay, they're 11-1. The Giants are 8-4, and Giants are second. They already have a 3-game swing.
Right, and then they'll have split, so it's over at that point.
It's over
unless we lose them all, but
that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. No, they're in. They're in. I mean, the only other thing. Okay, the Seahawks. They played Carolina. Why don't we just go to this week's games? Who we have this week?
Well, obviously the game of the night tonight, baby.
Dude.
Kansas City and Oakland, man. God, this is this is even growing up as a kid. This is one of my favorite games, man.
Oh yeah,
just because I knew who the Raiders were, and I remember old Hank Stram and the Chiefs, and it was like the goody two shoes, clean cut guys of the Chiefs. The tie wearing, punch in on time kind of guys versus the Raiders. We'll show up when we freaking get there, and you know what? It just such contrasting. Team personalities.
I got to admit,
dude, they hated each other's, they hate each other's guts.
I got to admit, it's there's nothing better than you ever see the footage of Hank Stram. We're going to matriculate the ball.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and the Raiders are like, we're chucking it deep, man.
Yeah, that's right. And most people are going to matriculate. What the hell does that mean?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I just love that matriculate the ball down the field. But
let's see who else we got this week. Well, like you said, the Giants and Cowboys. Here's a big one, man. The Hawks at Green Bay. Green Bay 6-6. Seattle's 8-3, man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm picking Green Bay there. That's.
Keep going.
Look out, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay and the Saints. And here's my super shocker, dude.
Do you know who's playing on Thursday night? The Raiders. Okay, go ahead.
The Brownies upset the Bengals, man. They get victory number 1, dude.
Do you think that
it's going to happen? It's going to happen. It's going to happen, man.
I'm surprised.
It's in Cleveland. That's my triple super shocker, man.
The Bengals are only favored by 5.5, which it really, really kind of shocks me there. It, other big games. I think the Jets and the 49ers. That is one that
there's a bloodbath.
There playoff implications all over.
Yeah, for 2019.
That is absolutely beautiful. You know what? Another one actually is kind of nice. Is for some reason I'm sorry the Ravens and the Patriots.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one, man.
That is Monday night.
And did you realize when you made your pick, Gronk is out, dude?
Yeah, no,
Gronk is out, man.
That 7-point spread, that's what's posted out there. I don't know how.
Favored by 7, man, with Gronk out.
I don't know how.
Oh, man, that's...
I don't know how they have 7 points. It's a Monday night game, so I think you have to trim that in half, at least. Okay, they're going to do New England, but it's not like Baltimore's traveling. They don't have to go far. I don't know. You know what? Another intriguing one is that Sunday afternoon game, the Seahawks and the Packers.
Absolutely.
The Pack needs this one, right? They lose this one, they're done.
Yeah, they have to win. They have to win, and they're at home, thank God. So
and the Seahawks,
and that helps me because they're number 2 behind
You're absolutely
us.
right. You're absolutely right. So that's now the Lions. Who do the Lions have? The Lions. The Bears. Oh, wow.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Go out and beat the piss out of the Bears.
Don't even let them
28-0 at halftime, 52-7. don't linger around and
dude, you are so.
You know how the Lions are, man. You know, they'll dink around and they'll score 17 points in the last 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Give me some knuckles on that. That is so. If you're not turning off that game, like early in the second half,
well,
you're absolutely right.
If you're going to be a force in the playoffs, you have to destroy the Bears.
You've got to beat those teams that you should be beating. You don't want to waste any more time on it, right?
Yeah, Cutler's out, man. I mean, come on, dudes.
Just
crush them.
Just destroy them. Just have no mercy on them.
I don't even know who the Chicago's backup quarterback is, but just blitz him and kill him.
I have no idea. I have no freaking idea.
Blitz him and punish him.
I have no freaking idea. It's just
so we'll see what happens.
It's just sitting out there.
I hope a real Detroit Lion team comes out, man, and takes care of business early.
Yeah. So do I. It is so cool to see the Lions.
I like it, man. I mean, Stafford's a gunslinger, man.
The
kid's fearless.
He is.
He's fearless. He gives zero about. He'll say, hold in the pocket. He'll chuck the ball. He thinks he can sling it anywhere, and he pretty much can.
He is. Yes.
I like him, man. I like him.
All right. So last week we were just kind of going, where's the Super Bowl at? It's Tampa.
It's Tampa.
I
thought it was Houston.
No, Houston. I'm sorry.
It is Houston.
That's right. It was Houston. So you're right. We'd have to go down there. If the Raiders and Cowboys, we'd have to go down there.
Oh, my God, yes.
We'd have to just vagabond our ways down there. I mean, that's absolutely
stupid. We should start a GoFundMe or something.
That's right. Fire and Brimmstone, GoFundMe. If I want, what the hell, why don't we just do it?
Do it for the Super Bowl. Yeah, just start it now.
There are two people that might contribute, you and me, so it's $2 right there.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, there's two.
That might get us to what, Lima? No, Bowling Green.
Yeah, at best.
And then we'll just turn right back around. But no, that'd be it. It just
we'll thumb it for gas back, but that's
you know what the heck? I mean, just with your good looks.
Yeah. We'll get the best truck drivers to pick us up, big boy.
Absolutely. Well, dude, I think we kind of beat this stuff around this week. What do you think?
We did. I think we have. We've done all we can do.
Tell you what, another fun week. It's always fun sitting across the table from you and talking about this stuff.
It's always an experience.
It is absolutely an experience. Hey, Knuckles, my man.
Right,
hey, Mr. Who are you again?
I'm Fire.
And I am Brimmstone. This is absolutely fun.
Ciao.
See ya. Bye.